We aren't ready yet. Have we ever been ready?
Oh, okay.
We are not recording, by the way, so other people won't get to hear this, probably. Welcome, everyone, to our live. We are very surprised to be here. 2 minutes ago, it didn't look like we were going to make it. But welcome. We're going to mostly be answering questions. That's what we do in a live. Adam, why don't you start that? I'm going to see if I can find a way to record this on YouTube since we can't record it on StreamYard.
Okay, so Sean's out this week. Is that it? So
that's the problem. Yes,
I think Sean went to a Depeche Mode concert on Friday night in Salt Lake, and nobody has heard from him since. So we don't know what's going on with Sean. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hopefully you had a great Thanksgiving. We had a good time. Thanksgiving dinner. Ate a lot, way too much. Hopefully not everybody felt sick like I did after I ate so much. I went on a nice walk this morning. As I said, I posted on our group Facebook page about starting a new tradition of playing pickleball at 6 a.m. on Thanksgiving morning, which I did. And that turned out to be really good. I got a really couple of good pictures of the sunrise. That was well, the funny thing about that is we're playing pickleball and I see the sunrise and there's 12 people playing. And I stopped all the games, walked off the court, got my phone and went over and started taking pictures. Like, what are you doing? I was like, look, pickleball is great, but so then every single guy that was on the pickleball court grabbed their phone, walked off the court and started taking pictures of the sunrise. So that was cool. Sunrises here in Arizona are great.
Those were gorgeous pics too. I saw the posting. Probably a lot of us did.
Yeah, it was super cool. That was Thanksgiving morning, and then I went to my sister's house, and my mom and dad were there, and my sister and her kids, and we had a good dinner, ate a lot, played games. You know, the normal. I think Thanksgiving Day that's been normal for our family as long as I can remember. Those were the times that we got to play games and eat and all that stuff. So everything ended up being good yesterday. What about you, Rex? Did you guys had people at your house or no?
We went over to my stepdaughter's house and had a game there, and had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
What was your favorite food out of Thanksgiving dinner? Because I love asking this question.
You do?
Yeah.
I just made a turkey sandwich right up in case there weren't any leftovers. That's my favorite part of the feast. So that's what I had I made the sandwich right away.
All right. So did you get a roll and you put turkey and that's it, or do you add stuff on it?
Dressing, gravy.
Yeah, okay. So, see, I'm not a gravy person. Everybody is like, why don't you? I was like, I don't like gravy. I'm not a gravy person unless it's white country gravy that you put on like biscuits. Then I'm in. But I don't like regular gravy. So I got a chance to have 4 different pies. One was pecan chocolate pie, which is my all-time favorite. And then I had pecan pie, regular pecan pie. I had a homemade cheesecake with graham cracker crust. And now I don't like pumpkin pie. And I know a lot of people like, how do you not like pumpkin pie? But my sister made this new recipe pumpkin pie. And it didn't taste anything like a normal pumpkin pie. It was like fluffy and I don't even know how she made it, but it was legit. And I was like, dang, this does not taste like normal pumpkin pie. So the good thing about Thanksgiving is people, if you show up at somebody's house, they make something for the first time and you try a new dish, you're like, this is amazing. How come I've never known about this dish? And then you can figure out what the recipe is and you can make it after that.
Sweet. Okay. We don't have I can't find a way to record this. Okay. So it's can't be us who are live. There won't be evidence of this afterwards, which might be good.
Yes, but no evidence of this.
Okay, you started all the foodies talking here, and I saw a couple of weird things already. But I wanted to jump right into a couple thoughts here for this live to generate some more questions. Adam and I talked about this just a little while ago, but I want to open it up to everyone, Adam. Adam and I are running to keep up with this group, and specifically the Facebook group. And I know not all of y'all are in that group yet. There are 800 people, and to us, that's just wonderful. We just love that. But what's more wonderful, and I'm going to use the word miraculous, the dynamic that's going on in there, we weren't prepared for it. It never came in our minds. And let me be real clear. Adam and I didn't anticipate this. We didn't create this. Y'all created it. Kimberly didn't even ask us about a Facebook group. She said, hey guys, I just established a Facebook group, kind of like inviting us to join. And we've been trying to keep up ever since, and we haven't kept up. But the dynamics, what you guys posted just today, good heavens, how I can't even conceptualize such a safe community where people will come and post their stories, such intimate stories, and feel safe. And there are no trolls. This is the internet, people. The internet's known for trolls.
Social media, especially.
And everyone's just loving, supportive. And I have got to comment on the discussion y'all had on Rachel's post. Very intimate discussion. And I know Rachel's on here. She's Allie79. She already revealed that to us, so I'm not betraying any secrets there. What a completely beautiful discussion on here. Good heavens, that talked about such intimate thing as her relationship with God, and people are joining in. There is no religion bashing. There was hardly anything about religion at all. It was all about relationships, and specifically relationships with God, relationships with yourself, with your internal, what I call your internal guidance system. Just a beautiful, beautiful discussion. Where do you find that stuff? I mean, how do you guys create this environment where it's okay to have that? I truly do not know, and I don't even know what it is yet, Adam.
Well, Rex, you're a big part of it, and I'm going to tell you why. There's been several podcasts that we've done where you actually have talked about, we did a whole podcast on religion, and we just talked about you saying, look, my religion is between me and God and my relationship with him. You and your internal guidance system. So you had already directed all of us as optimists to, challenge ourselves to figure out what relationship do we have with God and what relationship do we have with our own self, with our self-conscious and all that. So with that being said, it sounds like, it hit Rachel right between the eyes, and she started thinking about it. So what I like about different podcasts, and not just ours, but there's other good podcasts that you can listen to, contemplate, think about things that are being said, learn from them, try to apply them. And I just think in our group that we're so open about everything. I think you and I being open about our whole situation with, our family and things like that, that people feel like, you know what, this is a safe place where I can, talk about my feelings or how I feel. And I just love that it's open. I know there's a lot of families that are closed families. They don't like to talk about things. They sweep things under the rug. They are afraid to talk to their brother or their sister or their mom or their dad about certain things. And I think since you and I have done a podcast and we said, no matter what, Rex and I are not judging anybody for anything. We're just not judging. And I would hope that in our optimist group that we would apply that with everybody. So nobody's judging anybody because nobody has walked in anybody else's shoes. So with that being said, I feel like the optimists, the 800 optimists that are on our Facebook, feel like you can post anything and you can have a discussion. Even if you don't agree with whatever it is, you can at least have a discussion. And also there's a lot of support going on there. And I think all of us need support. And you and I are walking examples of people who need support, and everybody here who has supported us. we thank you a million times a million. You don't even know how special it is to us, but there's so many people that need support. And I feel like, I don't want to say this is a support group or whatever it is. Like Rex and I, we don't really know what this is, but we know it's special. And we know this can help a lot of people. So, there was somebody who posted this morning, hey, we just got 800 people in our Facebook group. And I was like, gosh, I remember when Kimberly sent a thing to Rex and I saying, I started a Facebook group for the podcast. We're like, oh, that's great. It took me a week before I even went on there, and it was just Kimberly. Then I joined and then posted a picture, and then we talked about it on one podcast. Then more and more people started coming on, and now we're at 800. I said it would be amazing. We got 1,000 people in there, because I think everybody can benefit from our group. We have a special group.
Yeah, it's special. I don't even know. Special doesn't even go far enough to describe it. It's just freaking miraculous.
Yeah, that's amazing. And by the way, I apologize for bringing up stuff. Like, I'm an idea person, and things hit me and I just say it. So on one of these posts or something, or was it on podcast? Oh, I think it was our last podcast or something. I said, for Thanksgiving next year, let's do a podcast with all of our optimists. And then somebody's like, we're going to call it Opti Giving or something. And I said, look, I'm terrible at planning. I think I come up with some clever or good ideas. Part of my brain works really good. The other part doesn't work at all. So somebody was like, oh, well, I have that type of personality where I'm a great strategic planner, and I'll plan our Thanksgiving together next year, wherever it is. And then everybody else is coming. I'll make plans to go. So if we do something like that, again, Rex and I will not be the front runners putting this thing together. We'll be there, and we'll love to meet you and support everybody. And, but gosh, I mean, I just think the potential that our podcast and our group has as optimists, this could, and I know we're worldwide, and I really think that we can touch a lot of people worldwide as optimists to be able to, help people through hard times, or just be there to support people and just have a good time and fun and be inspired by some of the posts that people are posting as well.
I put a question on the screen there from Joe Wilkin. It seems like there are a lot of women. That's a fact. We get analytics on the podcast. The demographics are there are 90% women that listen to the podcast. Okay. Adam and I are okay with that. We like women. We don't really, it doesn't matter to us, people's gender or any other demographic, really. There's nothing we do differently because of the demographics, except try to figure out times that maybe we can help the Europeans out and for them to get to a live, or maybe the Australians and people that are in different time zones. But other than that, the demographics, we appreciate anyone who's here. And
I think I can speak why I think it is predominantly women, because when we first came on, Rex and I went on, I think, several podcasts and interviews talking about that we're going to have a book coming out and we're going to have a podcast coming out. And obviously it came through true crime because of what happened with my family. But as I've been in radio and I've talked about this, we've had these topics on my radio show, women are interested in true crime. That's just a fact. Guys are way less interested in true crime. And if you're listening and you're a woman right now, how many times were you watching Dateline or watching one of these true crime stories? Your husband or boyfriend comes in and is like, what, are you watching this again? And you're like, yes. And you go to sleep watching it. And you're like, how in the world do you watch this and go to sleep? I think men and women are just built differently. And I think the reason that people came to our podcast was we were talking about a true crime story. And I think after we started talking about true crime, which, we're obviously still in the middle of a trial coming up, and we're obviously going to talk about more of that. But Rex and I aren't true crime people. We didn't come from watching a bunch of true crime. And so I just think the reason it's predominantly women instead of guys is that fact.
And here's another story, and I'm going to use this to characterize the reason that people come on here and feel safe. This is a great example of it that Donna shares, because she shared her story, as many have, of the death of her daughter. Okay. Good heavens, everyone, so many people are sharing stories. We all have tragedies in our lives, don't we? And so many people feel comfortable to share and just love having a supportive community. It really is gratifying. Oh,
I
and
agree.
here's another one I want to point out. Tamu says she's never participated in a group or even a chat like this because of trolls. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. My wife Lisa coming on here is no small feat either. Not only coming on, but jumping in with both feet. To the point that she said the other day, "Good grief, I stayed up late. I didn't get all the work done I was trying to do because I was in the group commenting on people." She loves it. She loves being a part of it, and thinks she has the opportunity every day to hear people's stories. We counted once, because I was trying to get her to do a regular spot on the podcast. She said not only no, but she used some swear words along with it. But
Heck no.
because she doesn't like the limelight at all. That's why it surprised me so much that she's so involved in the Facebook group on social media, because just what Tammy's saying, because of the trolls. And when we started, there of course were some trolls, a small percentage, but it stings enough that you seem to remember the trolls more easily. At least I do, Adam. I don't know about you, but it stung. But I thought, okay, well, they're just expressing, they're still wanting justice for the victim. So I was okay with that. Oh my goodness, Lisa was not okay with that.
Yeah.
And
And a lot of optimists aren't either. Like, Rex, you're just too nice, and letting people say, bash us and all that stuff. And when it comes to bashing, like Rex said, when it gets out of control, then Rex was like, well, I had to ban, like you deleted like 3 or 4 people, but you still let people say what they want. And I think there's even a controversy going on right now. Somebody made a comment on one of the posts in Facebook, and she said, oh, you guys say you can say whatever you want, but then you take things down or something. I don't know if Kimberly took something down, somebody said, but I mean, there has to be some kind of regulation. But we try to let everybody say the things that they want to say, unless it's, we don't like a lot of really negative or bad things. We deal with it as we talk about things in our lives that are negative and difficult to deal with. So when we post those things, it's different when somebody comes on and starts attacking or accusing or any of that stuff. And so I don't think there's a lot of place for that with our group.
there's it certainly doesn't go over well with our group. Y'all are very
Somebody was attacking me for saying something, and I don't even know what I said, or they're questioning me or something. I don't know. There's sometimes I just scratch my head. As like, I have no idea what this one is.
Yeah, someone just asked about Lisa if she's here in chat. No, she's out. I think she had a date or something. She just left.
What?
Started.
With a girlfriend, Rex. It's not a date. It's just hanging out with the girls.
Okay, well, I'm fine with that too. I'm, not real judgmental. That goes in my.
You're not going to judge Lisa. She wants to go out with another girl. Okay, I get it.
That's right.
See, there's no judgmental here.
Yeah. I'm reading the comments here about we didn't even mention Adam. Anna is obviously with us. She's moderating for us. Thank you, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
But it's not the typical situation. Usually Sean's involved, and so Anna gets to do things the way a moderator is supposed to. We were lucky just to get Anna in the studio. We were lucky for us to get in the studio today.
Hold on. I told Rex, I was like, look, if Sean's not involved in this, the only way we know how to go live was like, 2 months ago when we were on our phones, because we couldn't get the computer, the stream. We didn't know how to do any of that. So we were shaking, holding our phones up like this, trying to do our first live without Sean. So Yeah, Anna, thank you for being there. I don't know how to moderate and put some questions up for us, but I don't know how it's going to be without Sean.
Yeah, so she's starring one comments that we should see, Adam. We'll see the star on comments, and she is taking out trolls. I haven't seen any trolls, which means either there aren't any or Anna is really on it or both. But
Yeah.
could be both. Allie, thank you. I keep forgetting to mention the opportunity to donate, and I know Lindsay's on here with us, and I'd ask her to comment on it, but I think I've held her back a little, coordinating getting the books out to people. But all of this money is going to books. There have been plenty of people that have wanted books, and so all the money so far, we will make a donation to the Other Side Academy. The foundation will match the donations that came through here for the Other Side Academy, but everything else is going toward purchasing books for other people that are in the group that have asked them. And there, I think, probably about 30 people that have asked for that. So now, put this in context. I just got my books 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Okay. So the fact that some of you have requested books and haven't received them yet, there's some logistics that have to happen to get them and to be able to get them to you. So hang in there. We did receive your requests. Lindsay is on it, and it was showing off her book. But Lindsay is on it, and as soon as I catch up with Lindsay in that regard, we'll get those books out to you, or the what are they called? The
card, the little cards, the scan cards.
No, not those.
Let's play charades.
Where you can read it. Okay, you bring it up on your
Kindle.
Kindle. Yes, you got it.
We scored points. How many points did we get for that?
Yes. Missy has commented that, see how much y'all have grown. She's just commenting on how much we ate on Thanksgiving yesterday. I guess it appears already. I thought it took a couple days.
No, not for me. I literally can gain, I don't know, 5 pounds in one day or lose 5 pounds in one day. It's weird. It's really weird.
And there are more donations coming in, and we appreciate that. That's good. I love that the foundation will provide books for people, and if there aren't enough donations, the foundation will put that out. But I love that it's the community. You're providing the books for each other and providing what you can for each other.
All right, I got one. Let's see, from is that Tresha? Or I can't see the name, but it says, "Love you guys." This one's for the dink shot, Adam. So pickleball, if you can dink, you can play pickleball. That is a very legitimate shot. If you can third shot drop and get it in the kitchen and dink, you are money. I thought she was talking about my drink. I drink diet orange soda. I think I'm the only human alive that drinks this, but it is my favorite. So not just Crush, but Minute Maid, Fanta, you name it. If it's zero sugar orange drink, I am all about it. So that's what I'm drinking. I thought she said drink and it said dink, and I was like, oh, I like dinking too.
Let me make a couple comments with Donna's comment here. We'll have Lauren and Dr. John on. I wish we could tell you everything that's going on behind the scenes. It's not that any of it's secret. It's not. It's just that we've had several comments, as we've talked before. We've had people say, don't tell us what's going to happen maybe someday. Let's stay in the present moment. So we could go on and on about different things that are going on behind the scenes. That's one of them, collaborating with Dr. John and Lauren. We had a great conversation with Gigi McElvey, and I always mess up her podcast, what the name of it is. I'll have to look it up and bring it to get it right. But she's someone else that's been very good to us, helping us to get going in the podcast world and giving us a lot of information. One of the tidbits of information I got from that conversation, she said one of her listeners is communicating regularly with Lori in jail.
Wow.
And I wish I could tell you the whole conversation. I didn't ask her if I could talk about it on the podcast, so I'll have to ask her next time I see her. But the other, I was going to say two things with Donna's comment, and the other one's going to come back to me in just a minute. That's the problem with the live. It shows that my mind is not always with me.
We want to thank Kathy for doing a super sticker. She donated $3. I don't know if that goes. Does $3 go to the book, or does $3 go to the whatchamacallit?
Both that and Teresa's $5 even amounts. We said we would donate to the Other Side Village, and the foundation will match those donations. So Teresa's like donating $10 there. So
I like this. This one's Teresa. She goes, "Do you guys have Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal we could donate to, since YouTube takes 40%? I think they take 30%, but I don't know. I don't know how we can get around that. I'm not sure."
We do have, and we will figure that out.
Okay. Good. Yeah.
So we just haven't gotten there yet either. Notice why Adam and I keep saying we're behind y'all. Yes, we definitely are. Pretty Lies and Alibis, thank you, is the name of Gigi McElvee's podcast.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
And she's also a reporter for a crime network too. But and prayers for her. She's having some health problems. She didn't tell me about them, but a mutual friend told me about them just a couple days ago. So no one's spared. Good grief, there's so much going on. Okay, the other thing I wanted to touch on earlier, now I'm 2 conversations behind, about posts today. Another one of you, and those of you that are in the Facebook group can go on and read this, but posted about the tragedy. Posted about a conversation you had with your husband of 40 years today. And it was so heartfelt, so intimate. But the point is, you had the conversation today and felt so supported with the group that's what you did. You had the conversation, then you came and talked to the group about it. Don't you just love being part of a community that makes it so safe for people? They can go through something that intimate and then share it with you. And she didn't share any inappropriate details with their relationship. It was actually about other people, but it was beautiful and heartfelt. And the support she got from y'all, it's just a wonderful, wonderful dynamic.
Yeah, we're enjoying the Facebook group. If you know anybody that could benefit from it, for somebody if you have a friend or a relative that you think would benefit from somebody supporting them or not judging them or allowing them to, say the things, or just going on there and just reading some of the inspirational posts. Some of you find some really good inspirational thoughts that you post, and it makes my day. And I know, posting even pictures of sunrises and things like that, it just somehow puts you in a good mood. So if you know somebody, you can have them go on our Facebook. If they're on Facebook, it's called Tylee and JJ's Silver Linings Podcast Community. And Kimberly is going to accept you in, and then you can post on there.
Kimberly and Linda.
Linda's
also doing that and doing a tremendous work with it. So Kimberly started, and both of them are working as admins. We appreciate both of y'all.
Okay. Also, the 12 Days of Christmas is coming for those of you who are in the Facebook group. Lindsay has done an amazing job by being our chief of staff and running, us basically. And she came up with an idea to do a 12 Days of Christmas, which you guys that are optimists inside the Facebook group have a chance to win different prizes, different Christmas gifts, I guess, as we start. It starts on December 1st, I believe.
Wait, the 12 Days of Christmas starts on December 1st?
I think so.
I'm not that good.
You have to be early. You can't bring it all the way up to Christmas Day. You always got to be early, and December 1st feels right. When it's Christmas is coming actually today, Christmas is coming once Thanksgiving is over. And I love the people that give Thanksgiving its due. Like, we're not going to mess with Christmas until let me give Thanksgiving some love and enjoy Thanksgiving. And then this morning, you start with the Christmas. So 12 days of Christmas. I know Rex and I are participating in a few of the gifts that are going to be given out, which we're fine with that. We can't believe people want it, but we're happy to do. We're happy to do it if that's really a gift. So, and Lindsay is actually going to do a video and post the video on the Facebook group, so you'll understand how to win. So make sure you look for that video coming soon.
Okay, let me give some props to Adam's great grandfather. Anna asked who the picture is, or who's in the picture, the cowboy in the picture. That's actually my granddad. I call him granddad. My grandkids call me G-dad, because granddad was taken. But yeah, he was a big fish in the little pond of the rodeo world back in the 1920s, world champion twice, and came from West Texas. I know a couple, at least one of you is in West Texas, maybe more. He was in Rankin. So if you ever stop to read the historical marker outside of Rankin, Texas, his name's Alan Holder. He's there on the historical marker because he was world champion 2 times in a row. Thanks for asking. While I'm talking about family, I have to put in the slight that I missed our last live, because one of the questions, Adam, was for you, and it said, are there any males left, any male cousins?
Oh, you did address it.
Yeah, I addressed it, but here's the problem. I said, yeah, some of you know Megan, her brother, she has 2 wonderful
Everybody
brothers.
but Scotty.
Yeah, and I addressed Brax was on the show, his 2 brothers, Bubba and BJ. I said, yeah, so they're male cousins. My son Scotty is also a male cousin that I just left out of the mix. So
I thought Scotty didn't want us to talk about him on the podcast. So I was like, I didn't bring it up because you never told me that. But since you didn't bring it up, I was like, well, he might be somebody that has approached us and said they don't want us to talk about him on the podcast.
No, he's never said that. He's not following the case or anything. Like, in fact, my other 4 immediate children, I have 2 bonus children with Lisa.
Yeah.
But my other 4 daughters, and they're in various stages, but not following too closely. But I'm hoping Scotty wasn't listening, because he may or may not have been offended by leaving him out.
As soon as I thought about it, I was like, wait, why isn't Rex mentioning Scotty? But maybe he doesn't want to be on. Okay.
Or maybe I have Sometimers disease.
Yeah.
Okay. But thanks for asking, Anna. Sorry, didn't mean to spend that much time on me. I'm not real comfortable. I'm fine people knowing about me. It's just there are a lot better things to know about than me. Let me put this one up about Kimberly too, because we all agree with this. That she's doing everyone that's helping us they're just a lot better at this than we are, Adam. A lot better at what they're doing for us. And
no doubt. I hope, yeah. So as far as the Facebook community goes, there's been so many different comments and like people, like Rex said, mentioning certain things that I think it just makes a huge difference. I started telling Rex earlier today, I was like, there's so many bad things in the world. There's so many terrible stories. There's so much gloom and doom in the world that every time you go to social media or something, there's a troll, there's something. With this Facebook group, it just feels like it's a safe and positive place. And I think there just needs to be more of it. And I think there's people that are searching for positivity and uplifting and laughing and that kind of stuff. And so I feel like the more people that get into our Facebook group, the more people can benefit from it. And I'm not saying that Rex and I are therapists or we're definitely not, leading some group. We're just involved in it because we love it as well and learn from it. And so I just feel like, if you know people, the more the merrier. And this is worldwide. I know there's some people that listen, watch our videos all over the world.
From the Netherlands, for example.
Yeah. And if you have people that are at your church or people that you work with, or you see somebody who's down, or you feel like somebody needs, you don't have to tell them to watch our podcast. I would just say, hey, join the Facebook group just so you can get some positivity in your life. And it's an everyday thing. There's not a day that's gone by that I haven't checked that Facebook group that there wasn't a post or something that I benefited from.
Definitely. Let me show this, because I don't know if Kimberly knew this or not, but I do bake. And so, favorite thing to bake, I only bake things that are unhealthy, junk food. And
That's all you can bake, right?
yeah, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't know the difference. But in our family, we have a recipe that's not been handed down for a long time, and it's not, we aren't the only place to have it, but it's something that is called Congo bars. And that's kind of a family favorite for me to bake.
Yeah.
So thanks for asking about that. I know Adam's had a Congo bar or two in his day.
Yeah, but I like mine with walnuts in it.
Yeah. Yeah. His mom would do that.
Yeah. But again, that's kind of like a chocolate chip cookie mixed, brownie kind of thing. But it's on its own. It's different. It's good.
Yeah. Now, Donna, this is kind of funny, so I put it up there.
All right. I'm not Mormon and love the fact that
I'm not.
That you accept me. Of course. We accept everybody. Look, one of the podcasts, Rex and I said, look, we're not here to preach to anybody. We're not putting any religion on anybody. The only thing we say is we hope that you wouldn't judge us because of whatever our religion is or whatever. That was the main point of the whole conversation. So, there's, I won't get into it, but there's a lot of LDS that, sometimes they only hang out with LDS, and, everybody has their own thing. So the majority of the people that I talk to and stuff are not LDS. But the people that I do talk to that, I love, that are LDS. So it's just, I don't care what religion you are. We're about, people and respecting people.
Yeah, and since no one is spirit, everyone needs what y'all are providing. Everyone needs that positivity. And so I just want to echo Adam's plea. If you have someone else in your life, and again, not to listen to the podcast, they're welcome to, of course, but to be part of that Facebook group really is something special. So anyone that needs that type of positivity, yeah, please invite them in.
I did see somebody mention something on the Facebook about our book, that they had a friend that wasn't in the Optimist group, that wasn't a Facebook friend, a Facebook community member, or watched our podcast, but wanted a book and didn't have the money to do it. So how does she do that? So I think hopefully somebody's going to answer that Facebook. But that's what I'm talking about. Just, if you know a friend that could benefit from a book or a podcast or the Facebook group, share it with people. I know we're supposed to tell people like and share our podcast, and I know that's how podcasts grow or something like that. But Rex and I are really bad at doing all that.
We obviously are, and here's one of the reasons I'm bad at that. I understand. I've heard enough, and I understand that that's the big thing in social media, is to get followers. The only message I have, sorry, you hear this all the time from me, not all the time, but very often, and you're going to hear it one more time here, and you'll hear it from time to time after this. I've only got one message, and it's not to follow me or to follow Adam. It's to follow your internal guidance system, your conscience. And that's all I got. So I can't, in good conscience, tell people to follow me.
Well, you can, because when they follow you, then you can tell them about their conscience. See, it comes a full circle, Rex.
But that's all I'm going to tell them. That's all I got. That's all the wisdom that 67 years has gotten me.
Yeah, but it's a good one, and you can explain things to them too as well. People have questions about their conscience. They have questions about decision making. They have questions about when they get to the crossroads in their lives, which a lot of people are at right now. what to do, how to follow your conscience. Do you have the courage to follow your conscience? That's the thing. Sometimes you have a thought that comes to your mind. You're like, oh my gosh, I wish I had the courage to do this. And then you bail out of it. Well, I've done this several times. Well, if I did that, people think I'm crazy. I'm not doing that. And then I go back and then I regret it later when I figured like I should have done that because would have been the result of that.
Let's see. Let me comment on this one from Sally Jane, especially the question: have you known Mormons to talk that way? I'll tell you what, and someone mentioned earlier all the Mormon killings, and I get what you're saying. I'm not trying to refute that, and in answering this, I'm not trying to highlight this point, but no, I don't know any Mormon killings. I don't know anyone that has killed someone because the killer was doing it because they were Mormon. I've known evil people like, I don't know, Lori, that have killed people, and they also happen to have gone to church in the same church I go to. Okay. But that's not a Mormon thing. That's not a common thing. You don't sit around in a Mormon Sunday school and talk about killing people. It's just not a religious thing. It's an evil people thing. And so many of you are commenting on your religion. I love that. I love that people have a way to try to make sense of their life through religion. Some people do that through science. Some people do it through medicine, through psychology, through sociology, these are all just mediums trying to figure out how life applies for us. And so whatever you're finding that provides that for you, Kimberly's Jewish and Anna's Missouri, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but Lutheran, along with it. Whatever helps you find out how life works for you, pursue it. And your internal guidance will lead you. It'll lead you to find those. And I think it's good to ask questions and get information from people, but it's your guidance that will lead you where you need to go.
I like that she brought up. I like that she brought up. So I don't even know this. So Chad Daybell talked about shooting Democrats. So is that a Mormon thing? Well, I can tell you this: when you start getting politics and religion, and you start talking about it, they go hand in hand sometimes. That you don't talk about politics and religion, but I know so many people that are really, really on the right and really, really on the left. There's two people when it comes to politics that are just extremist on both ends. And both of them talk just like that. Oh, we got to get rid of the Democrats. Oh, we got to get rid of the right-wing conservatives. So, it's not just that if Chad Daybell said that, it's not because he's a Mormon. It's because his politics are probably really, really conservative. And, people say that all the time. So the one thing that I don't like is when people say, oh, he's Mormon. Do Mormons think that? Instead of saying, oh, he must be a right-wing in politics. He must be on the right side to say something about the Democrats like that. And you see it on both sides. You see the Democrats, the really left wing, are saying the same things. So we don't really get into politics here. Rex and I neither are on all the way left or all the way right. I think we're both kind of in the middle somewhere, but I don't want to talk for Rex, but I think so. But that's just that was the point I made maybe 4 or 5 podcasts ago, and what Rex just said too. So, but thanks for the comment. It made us bring it up again. I like that.
Yeah. People are people, no matter which way they're trying to figure out life and wherever they're associated. But in a great conversation I had this last week, I have a lot of great conversation. I just have wonderful, wonderful people around me. Y'all know one of them very well, being Adam, but I just have people I love talking to. In fact, talking about the religion thing, early on, a comment that was not very kind. Someone said, well, Rex probably doesn't listen to anyone that's not Mormon, because I mentioned I have like a mastermind group, people
right.
I go to. And he said, Rex probably doesn't listen to anyone that isn't Mormon. And I thought about that a few minutes. I thought, okay, out of 8 people, 2 of them are Mormon. Okay, so there is Mormon representation there, but I didn't. I don't listen to these people. I don't have these conversations. I don't enjoy this relationship because of their religion. I don't know of anyone where I say, "Boy, I need to only talk to this person only because of their religion."
Mm.
Maybe what their religion gives them is great. I love talking with Hindu people because I read the God of Gita and want to know more about it. I mean, that's just fascinating. But I don't normally just say, okay, I need to talk to a religious person. Give me such and such a religion. It's just strange to me. I know why we think that way, but I don't think that's the way Adam and I do life.
Mm-mm. Going back to talking about the book. People are saying, when's the audiobook going to be coming out? And I don't know the answer to that. So I'm
December
guessing
20th.
December 20th.
That's the new date we got from Jane.
Okay. So around December 20th will be when the audiobook may be available, which is the same day that I'm going to get my hydrogen water bottle that I ordered on Amazon. I thought it was going to be here the next day, and it said December 20th through January 9th. I was like, usually when you're a Prime member, you can get that the next day, and I'm not getting it till December 20th.
Let me clarify something. Jane told us December 20th. She didn't say which year. So
gotcha.
I think it's going to be this year.
Good.
Okay,
I
but
hope so.
Anna, I think, was trying to get our attention.
Yeah.
Were you? No? Okay. Okay, very good. Kathy, I'm not sure what you mean by this secular. But tell us more about your question there.
Sometimes I'll answer a question with a question mark going, because somebody posted something on the Facebook group and I had no idea what it was, so I just put a question mark. I was like, I can answer it if I know what you're asking.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have a book, Rex.
I know. I'll be there next weekend so we can sign books together to give to the people that are helping us with our QR code in it. And I'll sign one for you, and you can sign one for yourself. How's that?
I'm not going to have a book with my signature on it. I can tell you that right now. But I did see there's some people from actual Phoenix, not just Mesa, that are optimists. And so if we're in Phoenix on next Friday or Saturday, doing a book signing, we're just going to invite people to come by, get a book and sign it, and then we'll give them a QR code. Are we doing a video for everybody that comes? Like a QR code video, or like
for
the thing
people that want it at a book signing. Yeah, we'll
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We'll do that. Okay. Oh, I like this. That picture you posted of you and Tylee, I love that one too.
Oh my gosh, I remember that. It was like, I don't know, 2020 maybe, 2009. No, it must have been 2018 or 2019. I can't remember. It was a Christmas, and Tylee, me and Tylee were going back and forth on my phone because, I use a phone to text, call, check, my bank account, whatever it is. I use my phone for that. I don't know all the ins and out of how to use like all the things on the phone. So Tylee was showing me how to use things and how to, take pictures. And so she got my phone and she just started taking a bunch of pictures of us. I was laying on the couch and she was sitting there, and I remember that. And I was like, every time I go back and look at that picture, I just think about that time we had together and her sharing like how to fix things on my phone and what my phone could actually do that I'd never use. And she calls me Bubby. She goes, Bubby, you don't even know how to do this on your phone. I was like, I know, I don't. Well, show me how to do it. So yeah, that time was really special.
Just to note, because we were talking about church things, Mary asked, what about the Mountain Meadows Massacre? Mary, I'll be glad to talk with you about that. Send me an email to the Rex and Adam at gmail.com. That's not the purpose for, something like this, a live or a podcast. We aren't in that podcast arena. That's a different one. But I'd be glad to talk with you about it all day.
I want to hear about it too, Rex.
Okay.
I want to hear your. I want to hear your thoughts
Mary
on
and
that.
I talk.
I want to add me to the email thread so I can just, and I don't have to comment. I just want to see what you have to say about it. It's interesting.
Okay, glad to do it. Let's
Are
see.
people out? Are people shopping today? On usually like Friday after Thanksgiving was like a huge shopping day, Black Friday.
Black Friday, of course. The line here in St. George, Adam, with which you're familiar, the line to get to Target was way down to Mail and More. No, it was way down. It was way down to the Maverick after Riverside.
What?
Yeah,
really?
I didn't go out in that. Lisa did, and she was telling me about it. So
I thought people just bought things online. I think people got in line anymore. But I guess if Target's running a special deal on whatever it is, people are camping out still.
Yeah.
All right. I did that. I did that one Black Friday and I was like, I'm never doing this again. It's not worth saving $200 on a TV to stand up for 5 hours waiting in line with people that were just crazy.
Well, some people just enjoy
being with somebody and doing the adventure. I totally get that part too.
Adam, Tammy asked, have you guys thought of doing any of the CrimeCon events?
I was asked, I don't know how long ago, 2 or 3 years, to go to Vegas. I was supposed to be a speaker at one of the crime things, and I declined it. Back then, I was declining everything. I didn't do any interviews. I didn't talk to people about it. So now that Rex and I have, wrote the book and we're actually talking about it, and obviously it's helping me to talk about it. Yeah, I don't think that would be a problem. If they invited me to come speak at some deal, I would do that. Would you go to, Rex, or no?
Yeah, I'm going to talk with Nate about that when we talk with Nate and see if he has some insight to it. He seems to know a lot about it. There are a few people, Adam, the couple of people I talked with this last week that I told you about said we definitely have to go. They weren't offering options to us.
Oh, they were saying, you guys are going to go do this. We're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Plus, it's in Nashville, and I'm in Nashville on business 3 or 4 times a year, and we always love it there. So,
yeah, I like Nashville too. One of my ex co-hosts, her and her husband moved there. Kara, they live in Nashville, and she sends me an invitation all the time. We wanted you to come stay with us, and we want to see you and all this. And I was like, I'll get to Nashville at some point.
Okay, so I know we're a close group and we share intimate things, but I don't know, confessing drug abuse to us may not be the best forum for that, Joe Wilkin. She was traumatized, had to take a Valium.
Valium.
I do understand that, though, being that traumatized by the Black Friday shopping.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that Black Friday, well, back in the day, Black Friday shopping was crazy before the internet. And then when the internet came around, then people could shop from home and get on that. But back in the day, when there was fights going on, two people grabbed the very last Teletubby or whatever it was. And that's mine. No, that's mine. You see grown adults fist fighting in a Walmart over a $20 toy. And I was like,
over a Teletubby.
Or whatever. I don't know, whatever the hot toy was back in the day. Cabbage Patch doll.
Oh yeah.
Everybody had the Cabbage Patch and the Beanie Babies and all the things that were, you only had a certain amount and you had to get in line, otherwise the first 10 people only got it. And so people were camping out with their sleeping bags and waiting all night. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never doing that to save any money or to have the in thing. That just wasn't me, but all my friends they're doing it. And I'm like, oh, you guys go have fun.
2 of my daughters, especially, well, Adam, Kim and Melissa, they love that. They love waiting all night. They love being in line. They love the drama of people fighting, and they were just all about it. About it.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you it's not bad entertainment. I mean, people nowadays don't watch TV very much anymore. They're looking for ways to be entertained. And the people watching, if you just go sit down and people watch sometimes, you can be very entertained with what comes by and what happens to people and what they talk about. And yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Nona Malou's reminding us about concert ticket sales. When lines are
Oh,
all
yes. Think
nowadays,
about
it's
that.
just breaking the internet. Like the Swifties who broke the internet. Trying to get tickets there.
Or even going back, Rex, Sean just went to that concert. He went to go see
Depeche Mode.
yeah, and then I got in the mail a Foo Fighters t-shirt because somebody heard me talking about Foo Fighters was my favorite band, and I took my son to see Foo Fighters, the very first concert he ever went to. Now he's a Foo Fighter fan, but back in the day, now you just order online and get your tickets. Remember the movie theater when a good movie came out and you had to be there like 5 hours in line waiting so you could make sure you got a good seat in the movie theater? Oh man.
Okay, I'll confess this, Adam. Did you know Sammy very well? My cousin, so you're whatever that relationship.
I had a few conversations with him. I didn't know him great,
Okay,
but yeah.
he was a really big guy. D1 college line. He was a lineman, offensive
Mhm.
lineman, just a huge guy. And I was there in Austin, going to ROTC summer camp, and went up and hung out with him. And we decided to go see Jaws. And the line was literally around the theater. It had just come out. And he goes, I'm just walking with him. He goes walking up straight for the door. I said, Sammy, wait a minute. Where are you going? The line's over, it starts up right over here on the left, but goes all the way around. He said, don't worry about that. I said, well, what do you mean? You just got cut in line? He said, who's going to stop us? I said, okay, good point. Just walked in with him.
So you were the running back behind the blocker. The offensive lineman was blocking, and you just slid right in.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
So yes, our family has its share of. In fact, I probably shouldn't confess this, but I looked at a picture of the cousins back in the day. This is my generation of cousins, not Adam, and I think there are 7 in there. And I said, prison, wife of a mafia person. More than half, more than half were of questionable character. So
Oh no.
still love them, and the ones that are still alive have, of course, not pursued that path. They changed their lives, but that does happen.
Well, it's
Kathy
fun.
White, Kathy
Okay.
White and I may have been in the same concert. Oh no, I guess I was there 3 years before. My first concert was Led Zeppelin. That's what Kathy White is telling us.
Mm.
In '77 for $15.
Dang, was that a lot of money? Was $15 a lot of money back in '77?
I was in college then, so yeah,
No doubt.
any amount was a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, inflation and oh my gosh, everything is just out of control high now.
Okay.
But as we're talking about family and it's Thanksgiving, and you see like when you're invited to a Thanksgiving dinner and you haven't seen cousins or an uncle that you haven't seen in years or whatever it is, and they show up, and then all of a sudden you start having conversations, and then things get inappropriate right off the bat, and it's like everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot that you're into this, or you did this, or you." That's what's fun about family is like you just get a variety of everybody.
Yeah. Boy, we touched something. Look at the comments. We touched off the concert venues.
Oh really?
Everyone talking about their first concert and where they, what they did, how much they've paid.
Oh wow.
I'll tell you a little bit about Lisa since we're on this topic. I wasn't a big country fan before we got married, but she is followed country quite a bit. And I remember we're by Vegas. We go to Vegas a lot for concerts and shows, and Tim McGraw and Faith Hill were performing, and I looked at tickets and I said, no, we'd have to take out a second mortgage on the home. Tickets were like, I think, $400 something each. I was saying this because someone just said they paid $500 to go, and so this was going to be pretty. For Elton John tickets, Darlene did this last summer. So I said, so yeah, we probably won't do that. And Lisa just Lisa's never confrontational, not argumentative at all. She sat there and said, you know what? We don't have to fly into Vegas. That's good. That would save this much money. And We don't even have to stay in a hotel. We could just drive home. It would say this much. So really, we could end up paying less than when we flew out to see someone somewhere.
And all of a sudden, she made sense, and you're like, oh.
Pretty soon, I had the tickets, and yeah, we were.
How was that? How was that concert?
Oh, it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
Yeah, I don't really get into country either, but there's one song I think that I like. It's called Between a Rock and a Hard Place. Some guy named Zimmerman or something sings it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I like this song. And I'm not a country. One of my friends is a country artist. Well, a rap country artist, Cowboy Troy. But I only go see him when he's touring with Big and Rich. But I got to tell you, there's so many good concerts that I've been to and I've been in radio 30 years, so I didn't really pay for concert tickets. And I had to get up on stage and introduce bands. So I had a whole different perspective on concerts than probably most of you.
Look at the time, Adam, and this is why we limit our podcast to 30 minutes, because we could go on an extra half hour just on concerts.
Yeah.
Not to mention religion or whatever the topic is, we could carry it on there. So, but we try to keep these to an hour. We do keep our podcast a half hour. However, some of the guests we're going to have on, if they want to go longer, we're going to have them go longer, because they're just some great things that we don't want to cut off and try to get them back a second time like we had to do with Denham.
It's hard with scheduling.
It is. And in that case, it was Denham's schedule both times, but we certainly appreciated him being on there. But most of the time we limit it just so we don't go off like this on stuff that you may or may not want to hear from us.
Well, of course they want to hear about it. That's why they're commenting on it. Let's talk concerts. Let's go another hour on just concerts. What was the best concert experience?
I think they want to hear from each other. I think they probably heard enough from us and just love hearing from each other.
All right, start that post on Facebook then.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, those two posts today, just on the person, it was Rachel's post about her relationship with God, and then the post about the conversation with a husband and what came out of that, and all the other posts. That conversation between all of you is just keep it up, please. It's miraculous. You are doing so much good for each other.
Yeah.
So we'll try to keep the platform going so you can have that opportunity to interact with each other. I love that. Any closing words, Adam?
Have a great weekend and get ready for the 12 days of Christmas. If you're not a optimist on Facebook, make sure you join today. It's free. You're accepted. Just send yourself over and Kimberly will accept you, get you in. And then starting, I think December 1st, Lindsay is going to start the 12 days of Christmas, and look for her video that's going to be coming out on the Facebook page that will explain what the prizes are and how you win them. And I think it's great. Lindsay's doing a great job with that.
Very good. Thank you, Anna, for being with us and helping us. Thank all of you for participating. If this didn't record, if we can't get a recording of it, sorry about it, but I'm glad you got to experience it live.
Yeah.
Y'all take care. We'll see you in a podcast next week and live next Saturday somewhere in the Phoenix area, probably around noonish in the Phoenix area. Okay. We'll time and place to be nailed down, and we'll let you know. Take care.
Right.